Since the first Pride March in 1993, the scale of the rally grew, and support from sectors outside the movement began to be increasingly felt. The openness of society and the politics for which they had fought was expanding, and the initial gains led to a broadening of their demands. Planning strategies for the future, the groups organizing the march faced a dilemma. First, the cold of June made it difficult to achieve a massive turnout. Second, the inclusion of issues that transcended discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity in the demands began to gain momentum. Thus, from an intersectional perspective, demands began to be included that considered the barriers imposed by social class, ethnicity, race, and gender, and how these intersected with the limitations of the discrimination experienced by dissidents. Being a foreign event, the Stonewall date didn't sit well internally either. They sought to Uruguayize the commemoration and link it to the already historic existence of local activism. The goal wasn't to erase the significant date of June the 28th, but to locate the struggle here and build on its own memory. The choice of September was based on the interest in commemorating a series of coincidences, the birth of queer poet Juan José Quintans, and the founding of several historic and ongoing organizations, among which Escorpio stood out as the first. While that first year, the march took place on Saturday, October the 1st, Quintans' birth date. For subsequent editions it was decided to always hold it on the last Friday of September, as holding it on a weekday gave greater visibility and media impact. This agreement is respected to this day. What could have been an anecdotal change was also an opportunity for reflection on the name and organizational forms of the march. While the notion of sexual diversity had already appeared in the movement's vocabulary around the turn of the century, it was only in 2005 that the idea of diversity, as an intersectional perspective, became the central concept we know today. This perspective did not deny either pride or the particularities of each identity, but rather sought to transcend them to build a common front of struggle. In this way, an attempt was made to articulate a series of demands linked to freedoms and bodily autonomy. This is evident in the change that occurred in the composition of the march coordinator, in which feminist, union, Afro-descendant, student, and cannabis groups, among others, began to participate, in addition to the sexual diversity movement. The shift from pride to diversity represented a new horizon of struggle. If in previous years it had been necessary to march for visibility and against stigma, diversity not only took up the mantle of these demands, but also established itself as a transformative model of coexistence. Unlike other global versions of diversity, the Uruguayan case is unique in having built, around this idea, a set of profound social demands that did not merely celebrate differences, but rather sought to denaturalize and combat inequality in all its forms. Within the framework of the Diversity March, a true alliance of movements was built, attempting to change unjust aspects of a society that, in 2005, was beginning to move toward the new millennium.